Welcome back to the Shane and Shelby Show.
I'm Shane, and this is my beautiful wife, Shelby. How we doing?
We're doing good. I think we're doing good because I have learned how to make coffee.
Have you?
I have. No, it's fantastic, and you know that it's fantastic, except for yours isn't as good as mine today because we ran out of mason jars, meaning they're dirty.
Mm.
But I have perfected. I'm gonna say perfected this brown sugar shaken espresso.
It is tasty. I don't know that it necessarily has to be in a mason jar, though.
No, it does because do you wanna talk about how I shook it in a different cup and the whole thing exploded? Thankfully over the sink, glass everywhere.
We have blender bottles, like the workout ones.
That's not the same.
That's what they're for, though.
I was just looking for our like mixer shaker
Yeah.
for like mixed drinks. That's what
Uh-uh.
I was looking for so that I didn't have to wash a mason jar and I don't know where it is. Do we even have one?
We have one. Every time I use it, I get a little too aggressive, and I still spill stuff, though.
Okay. So I washed a mason jar just for this drink, but it is delicious. Delicious. I think that the Nola pod is key,
Mm.
the new Nespresso part.
That one is quite flavorful.
Yeah, I think it's key. But then brown sugar, I mean, you can't go wrong with brown sugar.
It's a good ingredient.
And guys, I've given up oat milk. Y'all,
Because it ain't got no nipples.
oh my God. So I've gone off, well, I had gone off on tangent about oat milk. I was obsessed with oat milk. I had a call with my doctor yesterday for like it's been 90-day checkup. And I was like, look, I drank too much oat milk. And that stuff is tasty, let me tell you. But I think that it was slowing down my progress
Yeah.
because there's a bunch of stuff in it that I think you're probably not supposed to have. And although I am dairy sensitive, this has Fairlife milk in it and I have survived. Okay? No bloating with it either.
Yep.
So it's a miracle drink. You should make one. I posted about it. Anyway, also feeling good because our kids are in Arkansas.
Woo!
Woo! Free for the week. Although
We don't know what to do.
we suck at just like being.
Uh-huh.
I've always sucked at just being and being like relaxed. That's not who I am. And so our kids are gone. Well, not we. Shane took them to meet my mom. He had to make the drive to Texarkana, which is like 3 hours there, 3 hours back. But he dropped them off there, the halfway point on what day was that? Tuesday?
Mhm.
And what day are we on today?
Today's Thursday, so we have realized that we sucked at no kids around in a very quick time frame.
Yeah, we've had some appointments and stuff, but other than that, it's been like so boring. We're eating out most of our meals, which, if you're following my wellness journey, not supposed to be doing that. But I will say, I've done so good. We went to a bar the other night, did not drink. I did splurge and get a sweet tea. Trash. I should have just like stuck with the water that tasted awful. And I would have been fine had the water not tasted like tap water. But I didn't drink. I thought about it, but beer is gluten and wine just messes me all up.
Mm,
So
proud of you.
I'm doing great.
Yep.
And I even got a gluten-free button. But other than going out to eat and to the movies, we went to the movies last night. We saw F1. Is it just called F1?
F1 the movie.
Okay. It has Brad Pitt in it. I liked his return to movies. I don't know if he's been doing movies or not. I haven't seen any that he's been in.
We're not movie people, so we're not really sure what we've missed.
Yeah, it felt very much like, what did I say? What was that movie? Top Gun.
Yeah.
Like
Top Gun for cars.
Yeah, the second Top Gun where it was like the older guy comes back. I felt like that's what this movie was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I enjoyed it.
It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was a little bit lengthy,
Indeed.
but I feel like all movies are at this point. They're just like getting you stuck in the movie theater for 3 hours so that you can buy an extra large popcorn.
That was like a Home Depot bucket of popcorn.
That was ridiculous. Shane
Yeah.
was like, hey, like, don't get the medium this time. Get the large because it's a long movie.
And they don't have a large on purpose. So they bring you this damn trash can full of popcorn. When you get the extra large, we maybe ate a small's worth of popcorn out of it.
Yeah, no. And that was my whole dinner. because I decided not to order dinner, so I had popcorn and Bunch of Crunch. If you're my doctor, no, I didn't. But I had popcorn and Bunch of Crunch for dinner and barely even ate any of the popcorn, and you couldn't even put it on your little tray table because it blocked the whole freaking movie screen.
No, that was like a logistical nightmare because I was sitting in half of my seat and the popcorn was taking up the other half. This box was so big.
Yeah. So we're not gonna do that again, but we are going to the movies again because we don't know what to do with ourselves. And if you don't drink, I'm not drinking, so it's not like we can go to like wineries or breweries or anything like that. And it's Texas in July, so hot as hell, can't be doing outside activities
Yeah.
other than going to the pool, and it's been raining.
Yeah. I am wondering why movies are doing this shit where you have to stay for the credits now because they put some like random shit at the end. Like we're already there so long. And now they're like, now you don't know if you're supposed to leave.
I do find it hard to know when you're supposed to leave. I'm wondering if that's because you're supposed to be, like, writing your tip at the same time for your, like, food and beverage service, so they're like,
I mean,
"Okay."
that's yeah, pretty niche to our specific theater where
That's
they
not all
serve food
theaters?
and stuff now. No. I
Oh.
mean, normally, normal theaters, you like buy shit at the concession stand and then you go in.
I thought they changed all theaters to be
Oh.
eat in
We're
theaters.
not really movie people, so we're not really sure how the others operate, but I get that. But also, anytime I like a movie's over, right? And we just like get up because we're not movie people, so we don't know what the hell's coming later. And everybody else is like, "Oh, look at these stupid people, they're gonna miss it." But like, what are we missing? And why can't they just put shit in the movie?
I don't know, man.
It's kind of stressing me out. Because
Hmm.
I saw on TikTok, they were like, "Did you stay for the ending thing of F1?" No. I don't know what was there. Honestly, I don't really care. But like, why didn't they put it before the credits?
There was something there?
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know. Look at us now. We're stupid.
I'm sure we'll be able to find it later on, like, YouTube or something.
Yeah, probably
Yeah. Okay, also, the movie that we're going to see is it tomorrow?
tomorrow.
For the 4th of July, people are like, "What are you doing for the 4th of July?" Going to see Jurassic World.
Dinosaurs.
I love the Jurassic movies. Shane's not such a big fan.
They're a little jumpy, and I don't like jumpy movies.
Yeah, I don't typically like jumpy movies, but something about dinosaurs, like, sign me up. I've watched them all, love them. Benji loves them, and Shane was like, "Oh, we should probably, like, go with the kids." I'll see it twice, man. I don't care. I'm gonna take the kids too, because I'd rather see it the first time without Benji talking to me the entire time because he does that. Poor child, he does not like he gets it from his mom. He doesn't like movies. He's ADHD and just needs to talk the whole time and, like,
Yeah.
fidget and stuff. And even if you give him candy, I feel like the candy just makes him worse because then he's fidgeting with the candy
Yeah.
or talking and talking. I mean, anyway, so I'd rather see it first. So we're gonna go see Jurassic Park nor Jurassic World. I don't know what they're calling them these days, but it's in 3D.
Ours is in 3D.
Ours is in
Oh,
3D.
geez, that's gonna be terrifying.
I'm so excited. And then we might go to the pool if it's not raining. But other than that, like we're not doing anything for the 4th of July. I saw someone talking about how people hype up the 4th of July as you're supposed to like hang out with this huge group of friends and family and stuff like that. And they were feeling like left out because they don't have that huge group of friends or family. And we don't either.
Yep.
So if you're that way too, don't feel bad. We're just gonna go to the movie theater. Maybe you should go to the movie theater. Lay in your
Yep.
backyard if you don't have a pool.
I do feel obligated to put something on the grill and crack open a cold one.
Yeah,
So we might do that.
yeah. I feel like other people will. I feel like you feel obligated to do that because other people are grilling and then you step outside in your backyard and you're like, "Ooh, burgers sound good."
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't shoot fireworks. I think this is a debate that I would love to know. Like, there's signs posted everywhere, like not to shoot fireworks, and people are still going to do it.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be so loud. And thankfully, they haven't started yet. I'm really surprised by that. Probably because it's the middle of the week, but I feel like it's going to be crazy, and someone's house always catches fire. Like, it's without fail, every 4th of July, someone's house catches fire because they lit fireworks that they weren't supposed to light.
Mhm.
Like, why can you just save that for the country? Like,
Yeah.
that's what it should be. Like, if you're in the country, go ahead, shoot off
Yeah.
some fireworks, but if you are in the city limits, stop it.
What's wild is all of the like firework stands in cities that you can't shoot them.
Yeah.
Like that seems ridiculous.
I know. It should just be like a you gotta drive out to the country type of thing.
Yeah. And while you're here, shoot them in the parking lot.
Right. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't even like sparklers. I don't mess with fire. Fire's terrifying. Sparklers are terrifying. That little thing, that fire, it keeps coming down closer to your finger and you don't know if it's gonna stop. And so I just throw it. Yeah, I might be the reason fires are started.
Mm.
So
I used to make something called the Master Blaster because I did grow up in the country, and this was our Super Bowl, and woo, we caught half of our yard on fire, and it was the country, so we just like let it burn. But yeah,
I don't
ton of sparklers wrapped up together. Put a little. I shouldn't teach people how to make
know.
these because very dangerous, but that
I
was
do
fun.
remember firework watching in the front yard at my grandpa's house, and it was in the city limits, and I'm sure that there was a rule that you can't do it, but he was the mayor. And so nobody cared if he did it, and so he would put on this huge fireworks show in his front yard, which thinking back to it wasn't very big, probably way too close to the house to
Uh,
be shooting these fireworks, but the mosquitoes were so bad in Arkansas that I would sit inside and watch through the, like, glass screen door. But that was always fun for me to watch, but it's never been something I wanted to, like, be out there participating in.
mhm.
It's just terrifying.
Yeah, I think I'm done with it.
I'm so glad. Our kids don't even like fireworks either.
No.
We've taken them to a couple of the big fireworks displays, and then last year, they were shooting them off in front of our house to where we could see them. Do you remember the kids just went inside? They're like, "Peace, I'm out." Like,
Yeah, they didn't care.
this is boring. Um,
Well, I mean, you've seen them once.
it's pretty much the same.
There's a lot of similarities in all these fireworks displays. Now I like the drones better
The drones are interesting.
when they do the drone shows. Yeah. Maybe that's the future of the 4th of July.
That's true. So for the rest of the week, we have 0 plans.
Yeah, you right when I got back from dropping the kids off, we're like, "All right, what are we going to do?" I didn't realize that we needed plans for this. I thought it was, a relaxing kids are gone kind of week. Turns out it's not.
I don't relax though, and
Yeah.
you were talking about this. I saw a post from someone yesterday. One of my friends like reshared something that was talking about an Enneagram 8, which apparently I am. And if you don't know about those, that's fine. It's basically just like a personality thing. And it said it was like a little character that was like, "Oh, I'm so stressed out. I need to relax." And then it was the same character relaxing, saying, "How do I make this relaxing more productive?" And that is me. That is 100% me because I don't sit still well, and we were talking about it, like, at the beach is the only place that I can sit still after I've done some work that morning, like, I'm gonna do my work, and then I'm gonna go sit at the beach, and that's the only place where I can sit still and actually relax and not feel like it needs to be productive,
Mm.
but being here, it's like, "Oh, I want to relax, so let me not do laundry, but I also I'm bored, and if I wanted something to do, I should probably do the laundry."
Yeah. So the laundry's not done.
Nope, it's sure not. And then we were talking about hobbies, and I feel like any ADHD person can relate to this. Like you want a hobby. I feel like because you always want something to do. Like you're trying to be active, trying to find something to do. And so you come up with a hobby that lasts for 2 weeks. Or in my case, lasts until I get injured because my latest hobby was pickleball and I currently can't play it because I keep getting injured. And so, I don't know what I was thinking about doing a hobby, and I was like, "But what does that do? How is that productive? How is that hobby
Mm,
going to, like, benefit us? It's not supposed to."
no.
'Cause I was thinking about puzzles. I'm gonna get bored doing a puzzle because, well, when the puzzle's done, did I win a prize? No. I just finished the puzzle. I need to win a prize or it benefit me in some way.
Yeah.
Maybe I just thought of a hobby.
Mm.
I could learn a new language.
Mhm.
I'm gonna need to learn it in 2 weeks because 'cause I'll be done with this in 2 weeks when it gets hard, but I
I
could
think they have those like learn this in 2 weeks,
oh, that would be so exciting.
or maybe it's 6 weeks. 2 seems a little close.
It seems a little short. Yeah, but
What are you using this language for though?
maybe we could travel with it. I could learn French and we could go to France with our French friend.
Oui vais. I don't know if
That's
that's
not
French.
French.
I don't yeah, we don't know languages.
Sorry to our French friend. Um, if you're watching this podcast,
What is that?
what is what? Oy vey?
Yeah, I've heard that
I
before.
think that's just an old people saying.
No, I think it's from somewhere.
I don't know.
Watch it be French.
Croissant. That's all I got. I'm not gonna do well at this. But then that would give me I don't know why I haven't thought of languages.
Yeah.
I've just thought of like diamond painting or stuff. I like crafts.
Yeah, you do.
I do really like crafts, but only not even for a week. I can't even make it a week. It's kind of like a day thing. And then when that day is over, I'm done. You remember that app that we downloaded and tried to beat each other at?
Farmville?
The Farmville
Farm
farm something.
something like that, yeah.
We played this farm game and for like a few days straight just like tried to
Mm.
beat each other at this game and then deleted it.
Yeah, I gave her the business on that. Couldn't keep up. That was chaos though. That was early on in our relationship, and
Yeah.
that's when we realized that we're both like super competitive because we spent probably 10 hours a day farming
Yes.
just so that we could like tell each other about like our crops.
Oh, it reminds me of what we're doing right now with Love Island, which is not competitive, but I'm spending all of my hours of the day listening to other people's theories on Love Island. So y'all might not like my Love Island recaps, but I love Love Island enough to watch other people's recaps. So you should too. But
You
that's okay.
can't really avoid it right now. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. And so then I get sucked into the rabbit hole. And because I watched one, then my entire TikTok feed is Love Island. And then the episodes are coming on 6 nights a week. So it's close to the end. And I'm actually excited that it's close to the end because I need this obsession that I have to be done with.
I've already wrote this one off.
I know you do that.
I
You
do.
did that with Suits, and it made me so mad because we had watched like 9 seasons of Suits or something, and then the last one, you're like, "I'm just done." Like
It was
mid-season.
bad. The last one
Mid-season.
was bad.
It wasn't great.
Also, at some point, I sit down and realize like how many hours I've spent on something. And with Love Island, like you're saying, we're what is it, 28 episodes, something crazy,
26.
26, and they're all at least an hour, some or more.
I mean, that's a
That's
lot of
so
hours.
many hours.
But what else would we do with those hours?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Find a productive hobby.
No, there are no productive hobbies. I don't know. But we are going to get into Love Island today. Our last podcast was just us giving, it was like a little mini podcast, us giving our thoughts on Love Island. Literally nobody listened to it. So I'm thinking that people don't like this Love Island recap that we're doing. So if you don't, I guess skip over it. But
Yeah,
I
for
think you
that
should.
last one, we got a little toasted while we were watching it and just had some thoughts.
You got a little toasted.
We,
Not we.
we. Oh, that was French.
Oh, we. Okay, so we are on episode 26. There is an episode tonight, and it is the vote. So I guess we're going to talk about thoughts on who we think is going to be voted out. Well, so America got to vote for their top woman or girl and top boy. And I wish that they would change it to let us vote out our bottom
Mm,
girl or boy and boy. Because there's some people that need to get up out of that villa and they're leaving it to like this process of elimination, basically, which is frustrating me. So, what's crazy is if you go back and listen to some of our recaps, I'm about to sound like the biggest hypocrite, but my top girls are Amaya, Huda, and I think Iris, and Iris is the only one that I was, like, vibing with off the jump, but I wanted Huda out of that villa immediately
mhm.
with the whole Jeremiah situation, and I am going to stand by the fact that she was complete psycho with Jeremiah and should not have done any of those things that she did. and everyone had a right to be mad at her for it, but they saved her. They saved her. America tried to get her out of the villa. The Islanders saved her. And now, when everyone's mad at Huda, America's like, we actually vibe with Huda.
So I'm picturing this like a race. So it's like a hurdle race event where there's like put all the Islanders, especially the girls, on this racetrack. They're all going. Huda trips on the first hurdle, immediately falls down. That was her crash out. But now she's gotten up and she's running again, and all of the other Islanders have also fallen down. Like none of them have saved face at this point. So, she's caught up, maybe taking the lead because she's stayed relatively calm for the last, 20 episodes probably. So, yeah,
Yeah, so she was complete crazy. Like, we watched the biggest crash out that I think I've ever seen
maybe TV history.
on TV. And she should not have done, like I said, she should not have done what she did to Jeremiah. I still wish Jeremiah was still in the villa. However,
I bet you do. Didn't you go ahead and follow him?
I did.
You did.
I helped him get to his million followers. He made it.
I have a question about this. So now that we're following all this info and people are posting follower counts and all sorts of stuff on TikTok, what is the purpose of following the people from these shows? Like, what are you getting from it?
The tea. So some of them are like telling some things.
Like in
So
their stories or?
yeah, on they're making TikTok videos now. The people that are out of the villa
Yeah.
are making TikTok videos now. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with following the people outside of the villa
Yeah.
that have already gone home and are making videos. I personally am not following Amaya or Huda, but the reason people are is to show their support
Mhm.
so that when they get off the island, they're like, "Oh my goodness, my account just blew up," and now that's helping them like monetarily.
Gotcha.
So I see it from that standpoint, and Amaya and Huda have both surpassed 1,000,000 followers. Amaya, I need to call out Amaya because I spoke poorly about her. So I'm so sorry, Amaya Papaya. She is crazy. 100%, like, I'll stand by that. She is crazy, but she is so authentically herself that I can't be mad at her for it. She has been the only person I feel like that is truly genuine in the villa. Like everyone else has had a lot of moments that I've questioned, you are there just for money or for fame. And Amaya to me has not given that whatsoever.
Mm.
She also doesn't have anyone running her socials. So this is so crazy to me just for this entire show that people are going into it. So this is season 7 of Love Island. We, like we've said before, watched season 6, but not in real time.
Yeah.
Never saw any of the hype. I think this year is the biggest amount of hype there's been around Love Island. There's so much discourse about it. And so I think that everyone that was picked for the show was picked mostly for the wrong reasons. The producers picked Ace already had 1,000,000 followers when he went into the villa.
Mm.
That's wild to me. Sierra was she's been a Love Island super fan. She had a Love Island themed birthday party 2 years ago. She's friends with people who have been in the villa, like close friends with them. Shelly's a professional model. Huda has a fitness page. Like they picked influencers. They picked people that were already like on the track to be famous
Mhm.
and threw them in the villa thinking that that was going to work out
Yeah.
when they are so clearly in there to become famous and not to have anything to do with love that it's making me so annoyed. But what is so wild to me is that because they went in with the sole purpose of getting famous, they have people, a whole team, running their socials while they're in the villa. I personally, even so, let's say we were not married, I was an influencer, and I was going to take time away to go into the villa.
Mm.
I would have like, that would have never crossed my mind to have someone run it while I was gone, even if that's my business, and it's not for many of them.
Yeah.
Like, Sierra was not she claims that she was not an influencer, so why do you have someone running your socials?
It didn't seem like she has an actual job though.
Yeah, I don't know what she actually does.
Yeah.
I think she probably was in it or a wannabe influencer. Maybe she didn't have many followers at the start of this. I think around 100 and something thousand, which is not low, but it's also not
Making a lot of
mega, like,
money.
yeah. So, and she claimed that she wasn't an influencer. I don't believe her.
I mean, yeah, they're after what we've seen, they all seem to be there for the same reasons, and you can't tell the difference between any of them.
Exactly, and Amaya to me is the only one that is there truly being herself. Nobody like, none of the guys vibe with her in that way, and that is
Which
so
is understandable.
yes, it is understandable. It's so unfortunate that I loved how in the so the last challenge was the mailbox challenge, and producers set that up to let those people all get bullied. And I don't know that I agree with that. They should have, if they wanted them to get bullied, they should have at least let America talk.
Yeah.
Like, show them what America has to say because y'all are missing a lot of things being in that villa. And so I didn't really like that, but I did like how Brian stood up for Amaya and was like, in this culture, this is normal.
Mm,
And they didn't bring anyone in the villa for her. You could tell how some of the bombshells were literally meant
yeah.
for certain people, and nobody was brought in for Amaya, and that was very, very clear.
Well, I don't think they wanted her on the show this long.
No, I think they expected her to be sent home,
Yeah.
and she did have her crazy moment where she, like, yelled and acted a fool towards Shelly and stuff, but I have forgiven that and moved on because at this point, I think Shelly is one of the fakest people on the show. There is speculation that Shelly and Ace are in a relationship outside of the villa, and it is starting to look very much like that's the case.
Mhm.
They have not kissed anyone outside of a challenge, neither one of them. And the way she's acting about Huda is giving, "You took my man."
Which apparently Ace has been in the likes for years now.
Yeah, Ace already knew Huda outside of things and didn't admit it. Apparently, Shelly and Amaya know each other too outside of the villa. How is it that production let all these people who already know each other be in the villa together? That is so messed up. Like, this show is so screwed up, and it's sad because season 6 was amazing.
Yeah.
And I feel like had they brought in people who were genuinely not influencers, not there looking for love, that might become influencers after it, that's cool if that's like a second. But your first has to be you gotta be real and you gotta be there looking for love. Not one of these girls has had a day without makeup, which
Iris.
I think Iris is I really liked her. I don't know now she's giving wannabe mean girl. She's, like, trying to get with
Mhm.
Shelly's crew. So it's Shelly, Olandria, and Sierra are the 3 girls that have teamed up, and they are trying so desperately trying to be Janae, or who was it from last year? Why am I
Cordell and
Serena.
Serena, yeah.
Serena, Janae, and Leah.
Yeah.
They last year or last season called themselves PPG, the Powder Puff Gang, I believe. And so this season, Sierra is even quoted at the beginning of the season, quoted one of those girls. And it was so evident that she like watched and idolized this show and then went in and was like, I'm going to be one of those top 3 girls. And she's acting like it. But the top 3 girls are quickly becoming the bottom 3 girls because they're being mean girls. They're being mean girls to Huda. I think they're being mean to Amaya. They sent Hannah home on the basis of, "You've already had 2 strong connections." Uh,
That's probably the couple I would vote for at this point.
Hannah and Pepe.
If they were still there, yeah.
Yeah. I was not a big Hannah fan, but she found her connection, and she was probably one of the only real connections in the if not the only real one in there.
Yeah.
And Sierra knew that, and I so wish she woulda stood up there on that mailbox challenge when Pepe asked and said, "You know what? We were threatened by her." Because that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Those 3 girls were threatened that she had a connection and they didn't, and they wanted to win the money. Just say it.
Yeah. It's wild that it does seem like production is trying to recreate last season,
Yes.
like, to the T.
We have knockoff versions of
Yeah.
all of the cast.
Mhm. Except for none of it's going the same way
No,
because they're all faking it.
exactly. It's wild, and it's been honestly, this last episode was really hard to watch because they were legit bullying Amaya, the men were, and then Huda, God love her, desperately wants to be friends, and
Mhm.
I think she has no, I know she has issues. She 100% needs to go therapy. She has some issues, but I think she's truly, like, a good person deep down, and I did not want to be her fan at all. But I think that she's genuinely trying,
Mhm.
and those girls, she can't see it. For whatever reason, she can't see that they don't like her.
Yeah.
She can't tell that they are bullies, mean girls that just want to use her when it's convenient and then throw her away and talk bad about her behind her back. It drives me nuts because I've been around those girls in real life, and that is not cool. And I'm not the type of person that's going to be your friend still. And the fact that Huda, after getting demolished, by Olandria in that last thing where she was standing up reading, Olandria aired all of her business, acting like she didn't just go and break sisterhood rules. Oh, that one made me mad. Freaking Olandria is telling her off. Huda sits down, and then Huda defends Olandria to Taylor. That is mind blowing to me. And
Mhm.
you can't tell me that Huda is a bad person that's doing that. Like, she was
Yeah.
genuinely trying to support her friend who's not her friend.
Yeah. I think the good part of this is they're all gonna see it back,
Yes.
and I think that's gonna help damn near all of them.
Yeah, they need to see what's being said behind their backs
Yeah.
because Huda still, for whatever reason, thinks that these girls will be her friends outside of this. And Hannah said the same thing when she
And the
left.
ones that are acting like they're friends are gonna realize that they're not actually friends either.
No, it's all fake. There is talk about Sierra. I find so much joy in the fact that she's rapidly losing followers because she is being a mean girl, and I believe so fake when it comes to her relationship with Nick. If you
She might think it's real, but us watching it, like, it clearly is not.
It's not real.
Every step that they've taken in the right direction has been one just to, like, avoid something else.
Yeah. I really don't like their relationship. I don't like her. She was my favorite too. At the beginning, she was my favorite girl, and now she is one of my least favorite. And she is losing followers left and right. One, because she's been a mean girl, and two, because she made two separate, it's alleged, but two separate racial slurs on Instagram.
Mm,
And they have come out. And if we remember, Ulissa in episode one was removed in the middle of the night from the villa because of a racial slur that she made. And they're actually very different in terms of how these, not that any way is right, but Ulysses said something very casually and in turn she didn't mean anything negative by it. She was using the word that she used as like a friendly term.
mhm,
And Shelly, not Shelly, Sierra used hers in a context of I'm changing my physical features because they look like insert racial slur. Very different usages of it, both bad. But if you're gonna pull Ulissa, you need to pull Shelly as production. Not
Sierra.
Shelly, Sierra. You need to pull Sierra. And I don't think they are because they've already put out the preview
Mhm,
of the episode that airs tonight, and she's in it. And it's come out. I know that production's seen it. So it's come out and they haven't pulled her from the villa. And so that has a ton of people, an entire community of people so angry saying like, why does this slur against our group of people not matter?
yeah.
So she's lost, I think it is 300,000 followers in the past 2 days for being a bully and using a racial slur. And I think that that's the least that should happen if they're not gonna pull her from the villa.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be growing. She was about to hit 1,000,000. Her friend that's running her account was like someone, I guess, said that she was gonna be embarrassed when she gets outside of the villa and sees this back, and the friend said, "Oh, well, when she has 1,000,000 followers, she's not gonna care."
Mhm.
And now she's, like, dropped substantially, and I think she's gonna care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shelly's also dropped, and Olandria, and Olandria, I don't like that girl. I don't like her at
Yeah.
all, and there's so much support for her and Shelly, which doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like people are supporting them without justification for supporting them, and I think that they've done a lot of rude things that people are just, like, looking past, and they're like, "Oh, well, I love her." No.
Yeah, Shelly seems very fake in all of it.
Mhm.
And the fact that she's so riled up now that she has someone else that she was exploring and it not going her way is kind of comical to watch. But also Alandria, like initially I thought she did a good job like holding it together when she got like kicked out and then coming back and was doing decent at the beginning, but clearly not picking up on the signs that that wasn't a strong relationship that she had with Taylor. And it was very obvious. Like we talked about that in some of our very first episodes. Like he's there and she's there, but they're not together.
No, he clearly didn't like her. She wanted him to like her. She somehow was delusional enough to believe that she was still in a relationship with a man when he didn't choose her twice, and then had to lose her mind after making fun of Huda for crashing out and saying, "Yeah, I wouldn't do that." Then crashes out in front of everyone because of Taylor, and he straight up said, "I picked Clark." Like, how is this not clear to you?
Mm.
He doesn't like you. You might be great, but he doesn't like you, move on.
It took like 10 episodes for him to give her a peck.
Yeah.
Like, if that's not your sign, what the hell is your sign?
And I know that there's stuff that's not shown. Production does edit things out, and so we have to think about, well, what was going on behind the scenes? It did seem like he once he got with Clark, he was always with Clark.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been wrong, but I truly believe that that's how it was, and she should have just been like, "I'm out."
Yeah, they were actually like cuddling. Like every time you see Taylor and Clark, she's got like her legs over him. They're actually like embracing each other. When he talked to Alandria, they were on different couches most of the time.
Yeah.
They didn't even sit together.
Yeah, he made several comments to her too, like, about her being weird. Do you remember? Like, he's made so many comments to Alandria that are, like, in a way, I feel like that was him trying to be like, "Yeah, I don't like you."
Yeah.
He just didn't I think that he should have come out and said it from the jump. He
Mhm.
did wrong. He should have been like, "I don't think that this is gonna go anywhere," and then moved on. Like, that he should have said that.
I think like they all at this point know the underlying tone of the three girls that are ganging up and trying to like run the show. That if he would have said that, all hell would have broke loose. And he didn't have another person until Clark to actually like stay in the villa if he shut this down.
That is true.
So I think he's been moving gracefully
Yeah.
for the most part. He hasn't done anything. Obviously, he knew she was going to freak out. I think we all knew that, but I think he did a good job.
I don't have a problem with him. I do think that he should have said something, but I understand why he didn't.
Yeah.
But people are so mad, like, trying to get him and Clark out of the villa because Clark might possibly have mocked Olandria, but, I mean, honestly, I would have too.
I'd be
She's
mocking all of them if I was in there for 3 weeks with these people.
Yeah.
I'd make fun of every single one of them. They're all doing something stupid. Like, that's just normal life, you know?
Yeah, I think these people have been around each other too long. That is way too long to be
Yeah.
stuck with other people that you don't vibe with, and it seems to all be blowing up.
It turns when you put this many people that don't know each other into a room together, it pretty much always turns into high school.
It
You
is giving
notice that?
very much high school.
Yeah.
which production also screwed up by letting half the cost of people come back. There are way too many people in that
There's
villa
a lot
right
of
now.
people in there.
Y'all gotta send some people home because no other person can fit on that couch.
I think that's the only thing that's gonna save the people that we actually want to go home, is there's so many people to choose from. They're probably just gonna be in the middle somewhere.
The people that we want to go home will be in the middle.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they won't go home.
right.
I'm so annoyed by that. That's why America should have let us vote who to send home.
Yeah, I woulda liked that.
I would have loved that.
And also show us the results so that we know that you're not faking it, because I do not trust that they are actually showing the right results.
I don't either. All right, who do we what before we wrap up Love Island, who do we think the top 3 guys are?
Like, based on us or based
Like,
on who we think is actually gonna be the top 3?
no, who do we want to be the top 3?
Top 3, we're gonna go with, I like Taylor. I would put Taylor top 3. I would put, and I don't really like him as a person, I would put TJ up there. I don't think he's a great person, but I also have, a bunch of people under him that I don't like either. So, and then maybe Chris. Chris seems wholesome.
I would put Chris, Pepe, and then Brian and Taylor are kinda tied for me. Brian did stick up for Amaya and was the only person in that villa to have stuck up for Amaya. So, I do like him. I like that he called out Andrina for being boring,
Yeah.
like, the same day that she was two-faced as well.
Mm,
That came at a perfect time,
yeah.
and then the same day that she was two-faced, Pepe shut her down. "Go home. Go home. Quit being a mean girl. She's
Yeah.
part of the mean girl crew too. She's just actually not part of their group."
My problem with Pepe and Brian is I don't think they have anyone else to talk to.
No, they don't. They probably do need to go home.
Yeah.
Pepe needs to go home to find Hannah, but there's talk that she might come back. I don't think she will.
Because we don't have enough people in there already. Good lord.
What they need to do is just start over. Just like from scratch. Scrap these 26. You know that when they film this show, that there is a whole cast and crew that is brought in before this one?
To practice?
Yes, it is a practice crew, and it's filmed but never aired.
Mm,
And so I think that would be cool to be part of that crew because then
yeah.
you're not embarrassing yourself, but they do it all. They test the challenges, they do all the confessionals. Some people find love, the whole 9 yards,
Oh,
and then they bring in like the real crew
yeah.
and produce the show.
Yeah, at this point, just like
Show us the
yeah,
old.
overwrite this copy and put that one on there.
Yeah, I wanna see the previous one. Did we have better people on that one?
I guarantee it.
Guaranteed, this one sucks.
If they knew they weren't actually gonna be shown, they probably did so much cooler stuff.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched Love Island, I would recommend just watching season 6. Season 7 has been a hot mess and also the raunchiest of seasons, taking it, in my opinion, too far.
They haven't even used, like, the hideaway.
They have not used the hideaway because what they're doing is out in the public for
Well,
all to see.
there's no actual couples. I think that's probably key there.
Well, Nick and Sierra are doing way too much in a room with 20 people
Mm.
every day.
You think that's gonna last, that relationship?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. All right. Next, we talked about last podcast that we filmed that I would share some of the Reddit threads.
Mm,
And I'm not going to share many of the Reddit threads, but there is one.
yeah.
And I'm not going to share what it all says, but the gist of it is Shelby said she was going to be a stay-at-home mom. And the next day, she posted with an anthro code and has been posting on her stories. And if you're new here, I'm still working again or I'm started working again. I don't really know what I'm doing, but here's the thing. It's my choice. And if I come on here and I'm like, "I'm gonna be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm gonna pursue being a stay-at-home mom," and then I pursue being a stay-at-home mom, and I get bored doing so, and then I decide to start working again, that's my business. And making a Reddit thread about someone is ridiculous. Like, do you not have anything better to do? Go watch Jurassic Park. I don't know, but, like, find something to do. Maybe take up French. This is absolutely wild. Spending your time, you must be a miserable person because why would you make a Reddit thread? Like hating on an influencer for saying that she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, but then still posting on stories when I specifically said I would still be posting in stories.
Yeah.
Like, go back and listen to the podcast that I know you're listening to because you called it cringy.
Very cringy indeed.
Yeah. So just need to clear that up. There are plenty of other comments about me on Reddit that I have read, and I so wish I knew who you were so I could just block you for your sake and mine because you clearly don't like me
What's wild is, like, following somebody and, like, watching all their stuff.
just to talk shit about them.
Like, when you obviously hate somebody or,
Yeah.
like, have a problem with them. Like, why are you wasting your life doing that?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Like, just hit the unfollow button. Nobody is forcing you to be here. And that's the case not just with me. Like, if you are following other influencers or other people, other celebrities, and they are not bringing you joy and you hate them, hit unfollow. Hit block if you need to so that you never see them again. But going and taking that energy and writing about it on Reddit, wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that was it for Love Island and Reddit. We will be taking a break. I guess we can announce that we will be taking a break from our podcast until school starts back up. So
Yeah, it's been hard. Summer is not our specialty. We are not good at having the kids here and us also still doing any work.
yeah, it's been a little bit challenging. We do have some trips coming up. We are going to Vail in a couple of weeks, and maybe we'll do like a little mini recap of Vail because I do find joy in like talking about that. But in case you don't know about podcast editing, I think it's pretty involved, and Shane spends hours
Mm.
putting this podcast together for you guys. So right now, it's just not something that we can prioritize. But when school gets started back and everything's kind of chilled out, then we'll come back for a season two.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Do you have anything else to add today?
I don't.
All right. I guess we'll see you guys in August or September.
All right.
Bye, guys.